Hi, everyone. It's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel. I am so excited because today we have a very special guest on this channel. Her name is Violetta. Some of you may know her because she has her very own YouTube channel. And in addition to her YouTube channel, she also has a very successful TikTok with over 100,000 followers. So Violetta is here with us. And guess what? This isn't an interview show. We are going to be talking together, two women who work in the gig economy, who are also exploring other streams of revenue in 2022 and keeping it real. Hi, Violetta.
Hello, I'm so excited to talk to you, girl. Oh my God.
I love your energy. And I think I first discovered you a few months ago when I said, this girl has it. You have the motivation, you have the personality. We are here to chat with all of you, all of us, about gig work and what's next after gig work and all of the things that go with making money. Violetta, how I discovered you is you are an Instacart shopper. I found you on TikTok, which led me to YouTube. How long have you been an Instacart shopper?
Look, I have been Instacarting since the heat of the pandemic in 2020. So it's been about 2 years and it has been a wild ride since I first started. I had no idea what I was doing. And so I went to YouTube and searched Instacart, all that good stuff. And your channel popped up. So I started learning from you in the very beginning, including another YouTuber named Steph on the pedal, because she had amazing content as well. So I started learning from both of you.
And speaking, Violetta, of Stuff on the Pedal, I did the same thing you did, searched on YouTube, and the person I followed was also Stuff on the Pedal, who I learned everything from. And since then, I noticed she's not active on YouTube anymore, but she was very clear in her direction to use these gig apps as just a launching pad for something bigger and better. So she not only talked the talk, but she walked the walk. And for that, I have so much respect for her.
Oh my gosh. One day I got to meet her. That's incredible. That is funny that you watched hers and I watched yours.
Absolutely. And if Steph on the Pedal would ever come on this channel, I would love to have her and you back so we can just, girl talk about the gig economy and life after the gig economy, because that's really what this is about, especially in light of what is happening on Instacart. And you know that I am a huge Instacart shopper advocate. I didn't set out to be a shopper advocate, but because of what is happening on the platform and all of the shoppers that reach out to me, and I'm sure they reach out to you, I had to do something to at least try to be a voice for what is happening that is absolutely ridiculous.
I love that. And I think that's the thing. We do advocate. You will see on my TikTok, I have over 300 Instacart videos, but they're not all like, oh, pro Instacart, like rainbows and sunshine. It's like, hey, here's an update. Y'all can still do Instacart if you want to, but it's kind of like that. Like you just got to keep it real with, and that is exactly what you're doing with your channel as well. So we advocate, of course, but when something is going down, we're going to be honest and upfront about it.
That's very well said. And I admire you for doing that. And speaking of Violetta's TikTok, everyone, in case you don't know what it is, I'm going to put it here, right here on the screen. And then I'm also going to link it. So make sure you go check it out. It's really amazing. And I know we're all over the place because we're just chatting with each other. Speaking of TikTok, how did you get started with that? And how did you grow to 100,000 followers on TikTok? Because that's pretty impressive.
I had no idea that it was going to be like this. I think everything that has transpired was just a blessing from God, honestly. I think what happened was it was a struggle for me. It was a struggle. I didn't start Instacart yet. I started it in April of 2020. And I was working at my overnight job, I was working at my job at the hospital, at a psychiatric hospital. And so I was doing that. But when the pandemic hit, they didn't need me as much. In addition, I was a server at Red Robin. So I did that for 8 years as well. So of course they closed. And then my day job would always tell me to go home and send me home. It was to the point where I was like struggling. I was frantic. I had moments where I was like crying in my car on the way home because they would say they don't need me. And I'm like, how am I going to make money? Like, what am I going to do? And then that is when I went ahead and downloaded it. And thank goodness they accepted me at that time because there was a wait list right after, like a week after, apparently, in my market. And so I downloaded Instacart. I got started with that and I just started doing Instacart. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is actually good money. And then I wanted to teach people how to do it. And so I just randomly made a TikTok about it. And I was like, hey, if you guys are struggling right now during the pandemic and you want to make some extra money, you should try this side hustle. But I didn't really say Instacart yet. I said, get a side hustle. And so everyone in my comments were like, oh, what is your side hustle? What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, it's Instacart. And they're like, what is that? And so that's how it's kind of started.
Nice.
Just from the pandemic.
Do you only talk about Instacart on your TikTok?
In the beginning, it was all Instacart. And then a year went by. I was like, I kind of want to do more. Yep. I really want to do more. I started talking about financial freedom and paying off your debt and investing and doing things with your Instacart income or side hustle income to grow your money. And so I want to really focus on financial freedom in my TikTok instead of just Instacart. So I'm transitioning into that as well, in addition to some other random content, but it's financial freedom that I really want to focus on. And I know about, like with you, I know you want to talk about more with your channel as well, right? And not just like Instacart related stuff.
Absolutely, because Instacart is changing, so we have to change with it. And I'm really here now to talk about other things we can do to empower ourselves, to give women, men, whoever is watching this, the tools they need to get to something bigger and better. These gig apps are great sometimes, not Instacart. You can't tell me that it is. It's just so volatile and it's so unpredictable. And I need to show women, especially, things that they can do at any age to move the dial forward. It's all about evolving, and we have to evolve because we cannot give all of our energy to an app, to a company that with no moral integrity. That's truly how I feel. I'd rather give my energy to something else that's going to pay me back, not only financially, but morally. It's just they're morally corrupt, and I can't get behind that. I struggle with that.
I'm so excited to see more of your different content that is not Instacart related, because I know you have so much knowledge, girl. I'm so excited to like learn.
I'm a little older than you.
Hey, but you got to start somewhere. We got to start learning somewhere. You know?
Absolutely. And I'm a big believer too, and it's never too late. I am over 50. Going to be 55 this year. Everyone keeps asking how old I am. I'm going to be 55, and I'm proud of that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm proud that I can keep learning and discovering even at my age, because I have a lot of women that are saying it's just too late for me, but it isn't. There's a famous quote that I love by Albert Einstein, who says, once you stop learning, you start dying. And I truly believe that. And with learning comes opportunity to make money. And speaking of making money, that's what we're talking about. Ways to make money other than Instacart. One of these is YouTube. And can you tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel and your success in getting monetized? Because you got monetized pretty quickly, right? Didn't you just start your channel 6 months ago?
Yes, I did, actually.
And I want to hear all about your road to YouTube, because you guys, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel and you're just a little shy, or you think you need all of this fancy equipment, you don't. So Violetta, tell us about your YouTube journey and how you think this is as a revenue stream.
Oh my gosh, girl, I'm shook about this journey. It is such a blessing for sure. I feel like when I first started, I did not know what I was doing, but that is how you start anything that you're going to jump into. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to just jump in, just dive right into it and start creating videos. And I was like, oh, I already have a TikTok where I create videos, but I need to expand. It's a different ball game between the two. So I had to learn so much. I realized you do not need the fancy equipment. You do not need the computer or even like crazy lighting and stuff like that, as far as like big ring lights and stuff. I have a simple ring light that I got from Amazon, less than $20. And in addition, I use my phone. I don't have a fancy camera or nothing like that. And so I learned how to get started with a YouTube channel with an iPhone. And then I learned how to edit my video and thumbnail with free apps on my iPhone. So I literally do everything from my iPhone. Even now that I have a laptop, I don't even edit from my laptop. So everything is from my phone. And I believe you can relate to that. Didn't you get started with your channel with your phone as well?
I did, and I still do. I just use my regular iPhone. I think I have the 12 Max Pro. It's perfect. And all the ring lights that you buy now have the phone holders. You just put that up. And I bought an inexpensive microphone on Amazon. I just plug into my phone. But with one simple ring light and your smartphone, that is all you need, truly. Would it be fun to upgrade? Absolutely. But my thing is, I'm not ready to pull the trigger on a camera. And plus you can edit on your phone. When you film on your phone, it's just easier to edit on your phone. And I just use iMovie. What do you use to edit?
I use CapCut actually. I think I
Perfect.
started using iMovie when I first started, but then I saw another YouTuber say CapCut. It is incredible. I freaking love that app. And it's actually powered by the same people that power TikTok. And it's incredible. You could do literally everything on that app. I'm going to actually do a video
Oh, good.
about CapCut, yeah, sometime
Good.
soon. But I love it. And it's helped me edit not just my YouTube videos, but also my TikTok.
For somebody maybe who doesn't want to edit, would you still recommend starting a channel? Because I was intimidated by the editing. But when you say edit, you don't really have to edit. This would be,
Mhm.
you can just cut out words here or there if you want. But sometimes you can, in my earlier videos, Violetta, I was looking all the way to the left, up at the sky, no lighting. And I should have edited out 50 minutes of whatever I was talking about, but I didn't. I just
Yeah.
started. And sometimes you just have to press record.
Honestly, you do need to just press record and just talk and just start. Of course, have an idea of what you want to say. Just start so that way you don't get so overwhelmed and so wrapped up into being perfect. And that's how I had to get started as well. If you go scroll through my videos and compare it to my current videos, oh my gosh, you will see a night and day difference, but it's growth. I'm not ashamed of how I started. It's all growth. I actually have a video where it's an older one, but it's at 17,000 views right now, which I am shook about. But the video is called Instacart Doing This Will Get You Deactivated.
Wait, I love that. And in case you guys haven't seen it, I will link that video in the description box below. Definitely go watch that and show some support for that video. Thank you. Because speaking of deactivations, they're on a record level high again.
But you get a lot of messages about being deactivated from your subscribers and your followers, right? Because I get a lot of messages as well. And people are like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? Is there a way I can reactivate my account? Or this was unfair. And they will come to me and I'm like, hey, I know that I give you Instacart content. I wish I could do more for you, but I really cannot. I offer my followers words of encouragement, of course, and some type of solution. It's not about reactivating their page, but more so protect yourself.
Right.
But that's all I can really give them. And I feel so bad when they get deactivated for the silliest reasons.
We can segue back over to why it's important to not rely on Instacart for anyone's main revenue source. You think you're invincible. You think it won't happen to you. You say you have great customer service, and you do. And then anything can happen, and then you're gone. And then you're in a really tough situation. So to protect yourself from that, it's so important to diversify your revenue streams. And there's so much out there. And people always say, like what? Well, we just talked about one, which is YouTube. We talked about TikTok, even though you're not in the creator fund, right?
I'm not pro creator fund. However, I am pro start a TikTok if you want to get started in anything that you want to do in life. I think that you should start on a platform and build that platform so that way you can have people and more traffic into what you really want to sell or do. And mine is YouTube. And so having a TikTok right there and having it already have been built has been a tremendous help for me, because now I'm like, hey, if you guys want to hear more information, come to my YouTube channel. I will have more in-depth content. And that's how it flows naturally like that. So that's how it helps me.
Awesome. So it's really important to be on all of the platforms, including Instagram as well. They all drive traffic to each other. For someone that maybe would say, well, not everyone can do well on YouTube. Aside from you don't need all of the fancy bells and whistles of equipment to start, what is the other thing you can do to guarantee success or growth on YouTube? What did you do? Because your channel did get monetized quickly.
Yes, consistency. Consistency is important. And I made a commitment to myself that this is what I want to see through. I told myself the last thing I want is to start a project and not finish it, because I don't want to sound cliche, but the only way you're going to fail is if you quit, you know?
Love that.
And so just being consistent and treating this like it's a business, treating this like it's my full-time business or job, and being like, every week I need to put out a video. I don't care what I'm talking about, but I have to put out a video. And then even just watching, after I upload my videos, I would go and watch it. And then I would learn, okay, maybe I'll do something differently or whatever, you know, just kind of tweak things as I go along. But it's just, I just grow from every video that I've created. I grow each time because I'm learning from myself and also learning from other creators. who are on the platform who are bigger than me.
It is all about consistency and content as well. That algorithm wants to promote you, but it needs to discover who you are. And it discovers who you are by seeing your channel frequently. So just be consistent. That would be my advice to anyone. Because I've had a lot of people say, I want to start a channel in 2022. Absolutely do it. Just get a calendar out and say every Monday, I'm going to get this video uploaded at 6. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just talk authentically to yourself. It's really to your phone, which we do anyway, right?
Exactly. What year did you get started with your channel?
So this July, I'll be coming up on 2 years.
And okay.
It was definitely a slow climb, but again, hard work definitely pays off. And you might not see the hard work right away, but you just can't give up. You got to keep going. And I love what you said earlier.
Yeah, I said, not to sound cliche, but the only way that you are going to fail is if you quit.
That's right. In addition to YouTube, and we know that we can do gig apps. Speaking of women in the gig economy, I thought this was really interesting. Women make up just under half of the people delivering on Uber Eats. The DoorDash delivery workforce is 50% women. And then on Instacart, nearly 70% are women and nearly half have children at home, which is why women do gig work, because they have families at home, they have children at home. This allows them more flexibility, but unfortunately, it's just not stable.
You know what? Those stats are insane. That's like eye-opening, because I do see a lot of people when I am Instacarting, I see a lot of women shoppers, and I do see a lot of women shoppers with their kids a lot of the times. And I'm like, wow, like, they are so strong going out there to make some money to provide for their children. And of course, with whatever circumstances that is going on with their life, they have to take their kids with them. I feel like there is more that us women can do, because it's not just about gig work. Like you're saying, like, we can definitely expand our income streams. And I know you spoke about that in your channel, and I did a video about that as well. The gig economy is not the end all be all. Instacart is not your only solution. And we know this. There's more out there than Instacart, right? Like, there's more opportunities out there for us women.
There are a lot of women out there who think their only option is to turn the apps on, when actually there are so many other viable options. And that's what we kind of want to talk about, some of the things that we are doing today, in case it sparks a little bit of maybe I'll try that, or just motivates you to get out there and learn something else. And I know it's scary, but it's scarier to rely on these gig apps for your sole source of income.
I agree. I think it's scary being comfortable, because if you are just, oh, well, Instacart or whatever gig app is making me really good money, like, I don't need to do anything else, girl, be careful. It's because if you are too comfortable, and then something happens, for example, deactivation or anything else that can happen in your life, you weren't prepared for. And so you don't have another source of income to help you in that moment. I really do love the saying that your comfort zone is as big as your wealth zone. It just stuck with me. And so it's like, if you are comfortable in this position, that's how big as you are going to grow. And that's how big as your income is going to grow. But if you put yourself out there, for example, like we did, and starting a YouTube channel, the opportunities are endless, and even the income can be endless as well.
I want to hear, at least for the viewers on this channel, what some of the things you do other than Instacart and YouTube, because we've already talked about YouTube, to earn you money, and something that somebody else could do that is easy. And I'm not saying any of these are easy, because really nothing in life is easy, but they're definitely doable, right?
Exactly. Yes. Doable. Okay. And you just gotta start. The goal is to, of course, strengthen my knowledge on all of these platforms. But one that I make sure that I have been doing since I started Instacart is investing. And I invest in, I do cryptocurrency. In addition, I have like a Roth IRA, a long-term investment account. As far as investing goes, I use a couple apps, and the first one is called Coinbase. And that is the app that I started using to invest in cryptocurrency. But let me give this warning real quick. When it comes to cryptocurrency, do not go and put all of your money in crypto. Be careful. It is a great market, but in addition, you can lose money. And so you have to really be smart about it and do your research, which is what I do before I invest in any type of cryptocurrency. What you can start doing is, if you are interested, is download Coinbase, and Coinbase teaches you about each cryptocurrency before you invest in it. In addition, what's really cool is that they have these quizzes on Coinbase. And once you complete a quiz and you answer 3 little questions, you get free money invested into your portfolio. When I first got started with crypto, it was actually 2017 or 2018. They were going crazy about this coin called Dogecoin. And I was like, ooh, I have this thing called FOMO, which is fear of missing out.
A FOMO.
And so, yeah, I got FOMO so bad, girl. And so I was like, ooh, I want to make some money with crypto. Like, let me do it. And so I went and put $5 in Dogecoin, and I was like, nothing's happening. I was like, what's going on? Why am I not rich yet? I went ahead and deleted the app. It's called Robinhood. And I was like, whatever. And then last year over summer, I was talking to this guy, and he was talking about, his investment accounts and everything like that. And he was like, do you have Robinhood? And I was like, I did have it, but I deleted it a long time ago. He's like, you need to re-download it. I went back and re-downloaded the app, and tell me why I had like over $1,800 in that account from a $5 investment back in 2018.
You said, tell me why. I don't know why. I don't do crypto, but holy cow, what a great surprise. But is that the norm typically or no? Yes.
I was shook. I don't know. Sure. I was like, I think because the coin and its value grew over between those years. And so because that value grew, my money grew. And so, girl, if I would have let's say I would have put in $100, ooh, I would have been like balling out of control. I'm like, why didn't I do that?
But you know what? You can't go back. You can't go back. And life is that way, right? Oh, if we could only go back. So did you reinvest that money back into crypto, or what did you do with that investment?
Honestly, I should have. I just left it there. And I'm just like, I got overwhelmed. And I'm like, let me just leave this here. I don't know what to do with it. And that's when I started doing more research. And that's when I downloaded Coinbase and started there. So it's still right there, untouched, but I should take some and reinvest. I think that's a smart idea.
I mean, I've heard a lot about crypto. I don't personally do it, but what she's saying is start with Coinbase, do your own research, and do not go depleting your bank accounts and putting your money into crypto. Is that
exactly
that's what you're saying? Just definitely talk to professionals who know this, but that's amazing. In addition to that, what else? You mentioned to me that you were an overnight psych.
Yeah. So I actually am at a psychiatric hospital. Wow. And I do work overnights, and I'm a PRN. And what that means is it's not a typical full-time position. Okay. It's not a part-time position. It's an as-needed position. Let me say that. It's as needed, but I can pick my own hours. I love this position so much, and I really admire it because I'm able to go to work, and it's overnight, so it's not putting in a lot of work, and I'm able to work on my projects while I'm at work. There are a lot of followers who are like, oh, I didn't know that you had a W-2 job. I thought you were just doing Instacart. And I'm like, no, my goal is financial freedom. And they're like, but you have a job. And I'm like, this is the thing, you have to be smart about it. And so what I'm currently doing is I say I'm working smart. And so, yes, eventually I don't want to work a W-2 job and just be earning passive income and all that good stuff. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to make sure that you are allowing more time for yourself, putting more energy into yourself and not just your W-2. And so I really love this overnight position because I go in, I work 8 to 12 hours, but it's just sitting at a table. And then I have my laptop with me, and I'm editing all of my YouTube content, or I'm editing TikTok content, or I can even do other projects and look into investing and stuff like that. So I am putting in work while I'm at work, and that's how you work smart.
And I'm proud of you for that. And on the flip side of that, then you have people that are Instacart shopping because they had a great 1 month of making $1,200 a week. Let's say I'm throwing that number out there, and they're not doing anything else. They're just being complacent with that $1,200 a week. But it takes a lot of different pathways to get to your goal, but you also have to be realistic.
So aren't you actually using your Instacart earnings to invest in like other projects that you're doing?
I am, but I'm not Instacart shopping right now. And I don't know if you watched my last few videos. I can't, because the batches in my area are just completely ridiculous. I can't get a batch over $7. I know it's not the same for everybody. So I personally won't do it. Plus, it's a morality issue for me at this point. With this many shoppers being hurt and burned, I can't get behind a company like that. So I did go over to Shipt, and I have to say I'm loving Shipt, but so far I've had a really positive experience with Shipt. And with my Shipt earnings, I do a lot of thrifting so that I can sell on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari. So I like to flip So sometimes I'll take my shipped money and put it on the resale money. So it all kind of works together. But yeah, I have a few revenue streams going as well. I have Uber Eats on. Sometimes I'll take an Uber Eats order. I don't talk about it that much on this channel just because there's other things to talk about. Because I really, truly believe that one gig app in the gig economy counts for all. I mean, it's still gig work, which is another point I wanted to make. A lot of people are like, well, I am diversifying my income. I have Shipped, I have Instacart, I have DoorDash. And I wanted to talk to you about that because what are your thoughts about, is that really spreading your apples out enough? Or could there be more than all of these gig apps? I think all of these gig apps go under one little umbrella of the gig economy, which is so unstable.
I agree with you. I'm so happy that you brought that up because I did mention in a video that you need to diversify, you need to have something else. And they were like, and then all the comments were like, oh, I do. I have DoorDash, I have Uber Eats, I do Lyft. And I'm like, that's not what I was getting at. Like, y'all are missing the point completely. You're correct. These gig apps are all in one category because they can all, you never know how long these apps are going to last. The income is very unstable. You don't know what you're going to get, all that good stuff. So I agree. These gig apps are very, at times, unreliable and inconsistent. And I'm happy to hear that even though, you know, you advocated for Instacart so much, you saw that it wasn't working and then you made a change and went to Shipt, because I used to do Shipt for a second and it is a good gig. I like it. But I love to hear that you are using your income to reinvest into this business that you have. You said it's reselling.
I do. I sell on Poshmark and eBay and Mercari. I always have. When Instacart got good, I put everything else away because Instacart was doing really well. And there was, you know, we were making a lot of money on that platform. So I just picked it back up when Instacart was not making sense anymore. So it's just all about having options and just not being afraid to have options. And reselling is very easy. I mean, anyone can do it. If I can do it.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, how did you get started with that?
It's great money. It really is. I mean, you buy low and sell high. It's really simple. And I recommend if you guys are interested, just start selling what's in your house. Because trust me, you can declutter your home that way and you can start in your own closet, clothing, hard goods, electronics, whatever. Just throw them on Poshmark, throw them on eBay, take that money, reinvest, and then you can start buying more in bulk. And then, you know, just keep it going. It's a rotation. It's great. I mean, like anything, it's consistency and work, but I'm okay to do it. And then in addition to that, I also have a W-2 job. I'm in sales. So I have a lot of flexibility like you to be able to do this, but I would be afraid right now with how the gig economy is to not have something a little more stable, such as a W-2, where you do have health insurance, where you do have sick pay, where you do have vacation time. I would be afraid to not have that.
Yes, I agree. And so I like that you said that something that's stable, some consistent money coming in, because if we are trying all these different projects or different businesses, you don't know the results that you're going to get right away. So it's good to make sure that you have a consistent, stable income, something that can pay your bills for sure. But I like consistent. Yeah, I like flexible. So I don't want to be tied down into my W-2. I would say I don't know. I don't like when a job tells me when I can't go on vacation. Like, I don't like to ask my boss permission. I don't like that, you know? So I guess I'm a rebel in that sense, but that is why I picked the position that I'm in. And I think a smart thing, if someone does have a W-2 job, but they also want to get started in reselling or YouTube and stuff like that, I would honestly suggest shortening their hours a little bit if they're able to, which they should be able to, but shortening your hours and then putting more hours into your project or your niche. And so what I did was, instead of working Monday through Friday and having off Saturday, Sunday, I only work 3 days a week at this W-2 gig.
Which is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. I only work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, well, that's amazing. So to the viewers who are watching, they're going to say, well, good for you. But what about me? We're only here talking to each other candidly, just because you and I are both doing different things. Yes, we both do YouTube and we both do Instacart, but our other side revenues are completely different. Our W-2s are different. So what do you say to people who maybe don't know where to start? They only are doing gig work and they just are afraid, or they're like, what else is there? We've given you some options, such as YouTube, such as selling online. You offered cryptocurrency, and I know you do something else as well, which is, do you do digital products, or are you just starting to get into digital products?
I was just starting to get into digital products, and then I did take a pause because I feel like what you focus on expands. So I didn't want to do too much at the same time. So yes, I am pro digital products, and I started learning from this creator on TikTok, and her name is 9 to 5 Misfit. You don't need to put in or invest a lot of money into doing digital products, which is a beautiful thing. I do want to kind of, dabble more into that this year.
As we speak, I am actually working on KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. And you guys, this is low content books that you sell on Amazon. I am in the process of uploading my first 5 books. And when I say books, and when we say low content, like Violetta is speaking of, these are journals, these are diaries, these are calendars, these are sketchbooks, these are coloring books. I'm working with a company called BookBolt, but you could do Canva, like you're saying. But BookBolt provides the templates, provides the art direction, everything. And it is really, really easy. You upload these books onto Amazon, and then you get a portion of the books that sell on Amazon. Yes, there's a little more to it. I'm getting ready to make a pretty detailed video about selling low content books online. And this, you guys, is incredibly passive income. Now you have to do the work out of the gate. So it's front work, but it's fun work because you can design anything you want. But once you do that work on the front, the back end will pay off. And then you'll start getting commissions from Amazon right through their KDP program. So, but that's what you're talking about. And that is yet another revenue stream. And I read about it as well. And it's really starting to gain traction. 2022, that is one of my goals, is to really get publishing on Amazon.
I'm definitely going to be watching that, girl.
It's just a matter of time management. And that's my only recommendation. Just have good time management when you're doing all of these projects, because it's tough,
Yeah, it is. But you know what? It's work, but you're going to have to put in work in something. If you want to see the fruits of your labor, the work has to be put into place. And so if you have a dream and you have this big desire in life, it's not going to work unless you work. It's not going to happen unless you work, is what I mean to say. I agree that putting in the work. So I understand, because people are like, oh, well, you still have to do this and do that, still some labor. And I get that, but it's because you're putting in this work right now. You're making these books and these journals and stuff right now, but then the money's still going to automatically come in later. Like you don't always have to constantly put out a book every day. It's just like you put in work in this book, make it fun, don't make it like, oh, I have to do this thing again. Like go into it knowing that you're going to produce amazing creation and then get paid from this work. That's how it should be. I think that you should start being paid based off of your results and not off of how many hours that you are working.
I love
so I think that is a beautiful thing that you're doing, is these low content journals. I'm excited to see what you publish.
Thank you so much. I'm trying. And that's another thing with gig work. It's there. Like all we do is we turn on the switch and we can go make money, or we can sit and waste 2 hours in our car, and we tend to do as humans what is easiest. And sometimes putting in the work now isn't as easy, but the payoff is so great at the end of it.
Yes.
And that's what all these are. And a lot of times, Violetta, it's really scary because you don't know what to do. You want to do all of it, but then you end up doing nothing because it's so overwhelming. So you just settle for the gig apps because they're easy. And all you have to do is turn them on. And another option is, if you have any spare time, consider taking an online course. This way you can discover what you're passionate about, what is a good fit for you. You can do this through so many free sites such as Coursera, and you can find it on LinkedIn, or you can even go through an accredited university. But this is a good way to really develop your skills and hone in on that perfect job that you want. And sometimes it doesn't require as much work as you think it does, especially with all of the resources that there are online. And I'll put a couple links in the description box below. No, I'm not sponsored. They're not sponsoring this video, but just to give you an option to take some free courses.
I think this conversation is just all about how to not put all of your eggs in one basket, and to just really grow and do more outside of the gig economy. And I think taking online courses to just find your passion and improve on your skills is incredible. And I think people can definitely start there. Just invest some time and money into that, and you will see your income grow tremendously if you put in the work and put in that time.
We have so much more to talk about, and we are not done talking because, as you can see, Violetta is full of knowledge and positivity and motivation. I can't get enough of her. So we're going to actually have the part 2 to this video, but it's going to be over on her channel. So if you want to see us chit chat more about the gig economy, motivation, and other things, make sure after this video, you go watch Violetta's channel where her video will be posted. I will see everyone soon. And thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.